Doodlin with Dan.
Hey Doodlebugs, thanks for joining me on Doodlin with Dan. I'm Dan, and today we're going to do something just a little bit different on Doodlin with Dan. Rather than show you how to take simple shapes and draw a funny little picture, I've had some people ask me, can you show us how to do a caricature? Like the ones that I do in these videos that I call Hail to the Chiefs, where I draw one of the presidents of the United States. So, today what I'm going to do is I would like to draw my favorite president. He's up there on the wall, Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to draw Abraham Lincoln, kind of show you how I do a caricature, which is just a cartoon of somebody's face where you exaggerate their features but still make it look like them. So today we're going to do Abraham Lincoln. Now here's the thing, I've got to wear glasses because I'm going to be looking really closely at the paper. And the tools that I'm using today, I love to sketch with a number 2 pencil. I always use a number 2 pencil. I'm going to ink it in, and when I'm done sketching, I'm going to ink it with this brush pen. I love these brush pens. And after I sketch it all up, I'm going to erase it with this gum eraser. That's all I'm going to use today to draw Abraham Lincoln. So here's what I do. For starters, I always use a picture. I use a picture either from a book or off the computer, and I pulled a book off my bookshelf, a book about the Civil War, and I found this picture. It's actually the last photograph of Abraham Lincoln. It was shot on February 5th, a few months before he was assassinated in Ford Theater by a photographer by the name of Alexander Gardner. So this is what I'm going to use. As we begin, I'm still using simple shapes. So I look at this picture, and here's the picture of Abraham Lincoln. When you look at his face, it looks like a peanut shape, doesn't it? So that's how I'm going to start. I'm going to sketch this in. And the thing about sketching's like a blueprint. You start with this blueprint. I'm going to start sketching using really light lines with the pencil, and I'll make them a little bit darker as I go, as I get a little firmer idea of what exactly I'm going to do with this caricature. But let's start with this peanut shape, because you see his head is kind of big on top, and then it comes down, and then we got his jawline down here. So that's where I'm going to start. And the next place I'm going to go is I'm going to draw his eyebrows. Those big bushy eyebrows. And his brow there. And then come up here. And the thing that I like about this portrait is that Abraham Lincoln looks a little sad, doesn't he? Not that I like him sad, it's just that there's something about the look in his face that tells you that he's had a hard few years. So I'm going to draw his eyes, kind of, again, I'm just sketching. This might not be exactly what I do in the end, but this gives me an idea of where I might go. But I keep looking at the picture as I'm drawing it. And you can see I'm going back and forth between the eyes and the nose. Looking here at his cheeks, I'm going to draw his cheekbones like this. And what I like about this picture is that Abe Lincoln is kind of smiling. And I love his bottom lip. It's kind of crooked, off to the left. The other thing too is look at those ears. He had big ears. And you can see as I sketch this, I'm just using quick little pencil lines. Now I'm going to draw his skinny neck, and I'm going to make him a lollipop. In a caricature, a lollipop is just a big head and a tiny body. And he's got that peculiar bow tie that they used to wear back in the 1800s. I've got kind of an idea. You can see I've got an idea of how I'm going to ink this in later, but I'm going to tighten this up now. I'm going to make these lines a little more definitive, a little more firm, so when it comes time to ink it, I know exactly where I'm going. His eyebrows, the arched eyebrows, founded in his worry over this country, the way that he led us through the division of North and South, how he created the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves, and all the weight that he carried. You kind of see it in his face. And the last thing is to make sure to get his eyes right. Those saggy, sad eyes. So now you can kind of see where I'm going. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush pen, and for years I used to ink in my pictures with ink and a brush. And I found these brush pens. This friend of mine told me about them, and they work just as good. They're pretty cheap. They're only about $5 a piece. And I'm going to ink him in and start with his eyes. And you can see why I like to use the brush pen. You can make a really thin line or make a thick line by pressing it down. Styles have changed, of course. Back then, again, I don't understand this bow tie. I should probably do some research and find out what that's actually called. But it looks like a bow tie. And you can see that from the picture, I'm using the picture as kind of a reference, but it doesn't look exactly like the picture. That's part of the caricature, is to find the distinctive parts on somebody's face and then exaggerate them. There we go. Abraham Lincoln. Hail to the chief. Hey, next time we'll go back to our simple shapes. Until then, keep doodling, doodlebugs. See ya. Bye.